Today's daily recaps for BTG Beyond the Gates is for Friday, October the 31st, 2025. It's the typical annoyances that happen, but Kat's she's bringing Tomas vitamins and everything else, and Tomas is like, Kat, you're focusing too much on this. I don't need to take this. The doctor says I'm healing well, naturally. But these help circulation. These, and he goes, Kat, this you're making this the focus of every conversation we have. I know, but I just feel so bad. He goes, and yes, and you've apologized. Yes, and there's nothing to apologize for. Kat, it happened. And I'm healing. It's just gonna take time. Let's talk about something else. Let's focus on something else. Because this is time. I'm done with this. She's just standing there like, but so anyway, he goes, and I have a client I have got to get to. So he walks on in, right? And well, before he walks away, Chelsea comes up. Hey, Tomas, how's it hanging? And he looked at her. He said, very funny. As funny as it was the other 50 times. And Madison's just looking at her. And he walks off, right? And Chelsea goes, why? I mean, Kat says, why would you make fun of that? Tomas is a big boy. He can handle it. She goes, no, Chelsea. Yeah, Chelsea, don't joke about that. And she goes, oh, lighten up. And so Kat Madison says, no, Chelsea, that isn't something for you to just joke about, you know? And so she goes, you didn't have a problem when I told you. She says, yeah, but we were in private. Tomas was not around, and you didn't see me coming up when I walked up, joking about that. That's a personal thing. And so Kat looks at Madison because Madison's like, you know what? You don't understand boundaries, right? That's how she was insinuating. And so Kat says, Madison, it's okay. Tomas will get over it. So she goes, no, you know what? No. Chelsea has a habit of just not thinking and doing things. And Chelsea looks at Kat. She goes, she's not mad at Tomas. She's mad at something else. And Madison looked at Chelsea and said, like I said, you butted in where you had no business. And Kat says, I'm missing something. She goes, I reached out to Madison's mother, and Madison and her mother, they're kind of estranged, and Madison's upset that I reached out to her. She goes, she seemed nice to me. We're gonna have lunch, and I'm just gonna tell her how great her daughter is. And she goes, but that's not for you to do, Chelsea. Yes, my mother seems nice. Now my mother's gonna feel she's got an end to me, and that end would be you. She's saying my mother's whole purpose or the reason for the divide is she feels like my profession, my career is wrong. And she looked at Kat. She says, I believe in science and I believe in the science of medicine. And I save a lot of people. My mother believes in a strictly holistic approach. And Chelsea says, well, I'm going to let her do whatever, something she said, not, read my something or do whatever, make something concoct for her. And Madison just looked at her. She said, and that's fine. But that doesn't mean that my mother has to undermine me. And she does. My mother tries to use my name for some of her unfounded approaches, as if I co-sign on them, and I do not. That's where I have the problem. And this is where Chelsea doesn't understand she overstepped. And Madison says, I have to go. I have to get to the hospital. So she leaves, and Chelsea looked at, Kat looked at Chelsea and says, ooh, no, you didn't. She goes, well, why not? Madison is estranged from her mother, and I felt that, I could help bring them together. And Kat says, but Chelsea, that wasn't your place to do. And she says, yes, it is, because I love Madison. And if she and her mother could get on common ground, that would be good for the both of them. And I'm thinking, oh my goodness. So anyway, I'm done with the conversation between, and then Chelsea was telling her about, oh, and you don't think giving vitamins to Tomas, reminding him of what happened, or making it like, drawing attention to something that's healing? You think that's the thing to do, Kat? Right? I'm like, oh. I was hoping Martin was gonna catch up with Kat so he could ream her a new one. Well, then we had Jan and Leslie at Orphe Jean's talking, and she was talking about Halloween, talking about Ted, and she was telling Jan uh, that she saw Ted last night, and they're working on being friends. And she goes, being friends? What? And she goes, yeah. She said, Ted and I were friends years ago. She goes, you and Ted were friends. She said, yeah. She goes, I thought you, pretty much just seduced him, and she goes, that's not how that happened. She says, Ted was very lonely and hurt because Nicole had shut him out and had been shutting him out. So he would come, and I used to play this game with myself that, how many ways can I make him smile? How can I lift his day? And she says, so over time, she said, when Ted would walk in the restaurant or coffee house, whatever, he would see me and automatically smile. She said, we developed a friendship before. She says, and it was to the point that I thought our friendship was so strong that it's like, now there's a man that I know I could trust. There's a man that won't hurt me. She says, well, I got that part wrong. Well, in my mind, I'm thinking that's because you failed to keep in mind there's a man who's married. That's what I was thinking. And since you guys became such good friends, he was telling you about the fertility issues he and his wife were having. You knew that. And you also thought, ooh, his wife can't give him another child, but I sure can. Don't think she got pregnant by accident. And I'm still thinking she did something, and Eva is uh one of Nicole's eggs. I really am. I really believe why, but they just aren't going to go there yet. Maybe a year or two from now. You know how stuff like that does take years to come out in soap opera land. But just hope the soap's around long enough. So anyway, yeah, whatever. Ted goes to Nicole. He apologizes, and he tells her, I apologize for getting out of hand, for letting my jealousy just kick in, not thinking of you first, but I am now. And I know you've got your charity event coming up, and I know you're probably going to ask Carlton to accompany you. I want you to know that you don't have to worry about me causing any trouble or me being all in my feelings. I'm done with that. You, Nicole, you're going to do whatever you want to do, and you have every right to. And she looked at him. She goes, well, what's bringing this tone on? He said, you forgiven me. You forgiving me for yourself. He says, even just looking at you now, I could tell you're more at peace. He said, so I'm happy for you. And I'm not gonna ruin that. I'm going to just let you live your life. But I had to apologize for my behavior. And he says, and he says, and tell Danny that she can expect the same donation that my practice gives every year. She goes, well, thank you. That means a lot to me, and I'll let her know. He walks out, and she's standing there looking like, hmm. Well, Leslie, of course, has to come there. And she goes, how'd your breakfast with Eva go? And he goes, it went well. He says, we decided, they're standing at the nurse's station, that I told her I wanted her to officially just start calling me dad. And Leslie looked at him. She says, I know that meant so much to Eva. That is something she's wanted her entire life and never had. And she goes, thank you, Ted. Bring it in. And of course, he hugs her, lets her hug him. He hugs her. It wasn't no one-sided hug, right? He allowed it to happen, was hugging her back. And guess who comes walking around the corner with her file? Nicole. She sees it. And the look on her face was like, here he goes again, or what are they doing? And I'm thinking, Nicole, what did you tell Leslie last time you saw her? I don't care what you do with Ted. You can marry Ted, do it. You are no longer my concern, you or Ted. So don't react to it. What have you told Ted? I'm done. There's no way. It'll never, ever happen again. So act like it'll never, ever happen again, and you're done. Don't react. Although turnabout's for, is what turnabout is what? Fair play? You need to go there and snatch the wig off of Leslie's head. You go there, pick a fight with Leslie, just like Ted picked a fight with Carlton. But no, then that would be really against your grain. But anyway, we'll see how she handles that because she is a walking contradiction right now. She does want Ted back. And if she sees him and Leslie getting closer, watch, she might then decide to put her hat back in the ring. And last but not least, let me see what else. I think that Bill buys Haley a beachfront property in St. Bart's. Haley was looking at a property for, she wanted to get away when she kills Bill. And he came up from behind. She slapped that lid down. He's like, what you looking at? Wait a minute. The way you reacted, you looking guilty or something. So she ends up saying, I was just thinking of a vacation place and the weather's changing here, but the other places is still sunny and sandy. And we didn't get to finish our honeymoon. She goes, I saw this house. He goes, okay, let me see. So he looking, she goes, but no, every house I wanted to rent a house and not stay in a hotel. So we could be all to ourselves. Well, every property that was beachfront was already booked all the way up. So he and Haley were sitting down. He goes, let's look at some. So they looked. He goes, now this one here, this one has its own beachfront and it's close to restaurants. And she goes, is beachfront good? He goes, yes, it's very good. And I'm thinking, yeah, unless it's hurricane season, right? Then it ain't that good. So anyway, Bill said, picks up his phone out his pocket and makes an offer on it right then and there. And she goes, Bill, what you doing? He goes, well, look, let's throw our hat in the ring. So they keep talking, and before it's over, he goes, now see, he says, I got my offer in just in the nick of time. And he picked up his phone, he goes, and our offer got accepted. She said, what? He goes, okay, we're now going to be the proud owners. And he goes, you're the proud owner. And she says, what are you talking about, Bill? He goes, oh, this is my gift to you. Your name is going to be on this house. And I'm thinking, that's interesting because the property you and Danny had, you both your names were on it. You had to get her signature to sell it with the divorce. But you just giving Haley this. Okay, Bill. So anyway, I hope she's gonna think it's a secret, right? That no, but I know Haley can't help but brag. Let's see if she brags to Danny. Because once something happens to Bill and she tries to flee there, that is the first place everybody's gonna come look. 100%. So anyway, everybody, that's it. Nothing else earth-shattering happened. My throat is getting better. I should be 100% by Monday, thank goodness. All that ginger, lemon, honey tea and living on Ricola is helping. So did I show I don't think I showed pictures, everybody. There's the pictures. There's Ted apologizing to Nicole. And there's Nicole coming around the corner seeing Ted and Leslie hugging each other. Poor Nicole. Yikes. So anyway, I'll be back on Monday for another daily recap of BTG Beyond the Gates.